You know, there's something about aging that no one really talks about. It's not just about wrinkles or gray hair, it's about those quiet moments when you wake up in the morning and realize your body feels different. Maybe it's stiffer, slower, or just not as eager to greet the day as it once was. For me, this realization hit hard when I turned 60. I thought I was doing everything right, eating my veggies, taking vitamins, even jogging every now and then, but still, I could feel myself slipping away. My energy would crash by mid-morning. I'd forget where I left my keys, or worse, whether I'd eaten lunch. And my joints? Let's just say they weren't exactly thrilled with me anymore. But here's the thing, I'm 92 now, and guess what? I still drive. I haven't been sick, not even a cold, in over 30 years. No, it's not luck. It's not genetics either. It's 5 simple habits I started decades ago. Habits so small you might think they couldn't possibly work. But let me tell you something, you don't need a miracle cure or some expensive supplement regime to reclaim your health. All you need are tiny, consistent choices that add up over time. Choices anyone can make, starting today. So if you've ever wondered how to stay strong, sharp, and resilient as you age, stick around. Because what I'm about to share isn't just advice, it's a lifeline. Every single morning before my feet even touch the floor, I move. Not exercise, not stretching. Something else entirely, a ritual I call waking up my body. When I first started doing this, people laughed. They said things like, "What's the point? You're already awake." But here's the truth. Waking up isn't just about opening your eyes. Your body needs a signal, a message loud and clear that says, "Today we move. Today we live." Let me explain why this matters. A doctor once told me that the first 30 minutes after you wake up are critical. Why? Because during sleep, your blood thickens slightly, your joints stiffen, and your nervous system takes its sweet time waking up. Think of it like a car engine on a cold morning. It needs a little warm-up before it runs smoothly. But most people don't give their bodies that chance. Instead, they swing out of bed, grab their phones, and dive headfirst into stress. Emails, notifications, deadlines, they all pile on before your system has had a chance to reboot. I used to be guilty of this too. At 60, I'd stumble to the bathroom, legs heavy, head foggy. Once, I tripped over my own slippers because my feet literally hadn't woken up yet. That's when I realized something important. If I didn't send a signal to my body, it would keep hitting snooze. So I created a new habit, one that stuck with me for over 3 decades. Here's what I do. Every morning before anything else, I lie on my back and take 3 deep breaths. Then I stretch my fingers, wiggle my toes, and slowly rotate my ankles and wrists. The whole thing takes less than 90 seconds, but it makes a world of difference. Why does this work? Well, science backs it up. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that gentle mobility movements in the morning boost circulation, reduce inflammation, and improve balance. They also help prevent falls, which is crucial as we age. But beyond the research, there's something deeper happening here. This ritual sends oxygen to your brain, blood flow to your limbs, and awareness to your muscles. It tells your body, we're alive, we're ready. And trust me, consistency beats intensity any day. You don't need yoga mats or fancy routines. Just 90 seconds. That's it. Now imagine pairing this movement with something equally powerful, nutrition. After my morning wake-up routine, I drink something that's kept me from getting sick for over 30 years. No, it's not a pill, a powder, or some $50 superfood concoction from the internet. It's a warm glass of water with lemon, turmeric, and a pinch of black pepper. Sounds simple, right? But don't underestimate it. This drink is a powerhouse. Here's why it works. Lemon juice floods your body with vitamin C, a potent antioxidant that supports white blood cell production, the front line of your immune system. According to the Linus Pauling Institute, vitamin C doesn't just prevent illness, it shortens its duration, especially in older adults. Lemon also kickstarts bile production in the liver, supporting digestion and preventing toxin buildup. As we age, our stomach acid levels drop, making digestion sluggish. Lemon helps fix that. Next comes turmeric, nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory root. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound shown in hundreds of studies to lower inflammatory markers in the body. These markers rise as we age and contribute to chronic diseases, joint pain, and cognitive decline. One study published in Frontiers in Pharmacology found that curcumin supplementation improved immune function in aging adults and reduced oxidative stress. But here's the catch: turmeric alone isn't enough. Black pepper contains piperine, which increases curcumin absorption by up to 2%. Without it, turmeric barely enters your bloodstream. Together, these three ingredients form what I call my golden glass. It takes less than 5 minutes to prepare. Just heat a cup of water, not boiling, just warm enough to sip comfortably. Squeeze in half a lemon, add a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric and a pinch of black pepper, stir and drink. I've done this nearly every morning for 3 decades. Not because someone told me to, but because I felt the difference. Within weeks, my digestion improved. My joints felt looser. Months later, I realized I hadn't been sick in almost a year. 30 years later, I still haven't looked back. And speaking of movement, let's talk about walking. Now, I know what you're thinking. Walking? Really? Isn't that just for people who can't run? Let me tell you something. I used to jog. Back in my 60s, I thought sweating was the only way to stay young. But then I read a study that changed everything. Turns out, walking, just plain old walking, can reduce systemic inflammation, regulate blood sugar, boost memory, and even decrease your risk of death by 39%. Yes, you heard that right. 39%. So I stopped chasing sweat and started embracing rhythm. Every single day, rain or shine, I step outside for a 15-minute anti-inflammatory walk. No headphones, no phone, just movement and breath. Most people underestimate walking. They see it as a backup plan, something you do when you can't run. But at 92, I can tell you it's the foundation. Walking moves more than just your body forward. It resets everything: your joints, your lymphatic system, your nervous system, even your thoughts. Here's the key: I do it every day, no matter what. Sometimes it's just around the block, but I never miss it. Why? Because I've seen what happens when I skip it. My joints ache, my thoughts get cloudy, my digestion slows. But when I walk, I'm a machine. My shoulders roll back, my knees stay flexible, my mood rises. By the time I return home, I feel reset. Science agrees. A study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that just 20 minutes of walking reduces levels of C-reactive protein, a marker of inflammation in older adults. Another study from Stanford showed that walking boosts creativity and mental clarity more than any seated activity. But the real clincher came one morning about 25 years ago. I skipped my walk because I was busy. The day got away from me, and for the first time in years, I felt old. Not tired, not sore, just old. Like my joints weren't mine anymore. That's when I knew walking wasn't optional. It was medicine. Now let's shift gears and talk about food. There's one nutrient I never skip, not once in over 30 years. It's not a vitamin, not a magic mineral. It's protein. When I turned 60, I thought I was eating well. Fruits, veggies, whole grains, even the occasional multivitamin. But I was still losing strength. My energy dipped by mid-morning. I started forgetting things. Names, keys, meals. I chalked it all up to age. But my doctor set me straight. No, he said, you're just not getting enough protein. Turns out, after 60, your body becomes less efficient at absorbing and using protein. That means you need more, not less, to maintain muscle, memory, immunity, and healing. So I completely changed my breakfast. Instead of cereal or toast, I started eating what I call the brain and body breakfast. It's simple: 1 boiled egg, a cup of Greek yogurt, a handful of walnuts, and a few blueberries. Altogether, that's over 25 grams of high-quality protein, plus anti-inflammatories, healthy fats, and brain-boosting antioxidants. This breakfast doesn't just fill me, it fuels me. Protein isn't just for bodybuilders. It's for immune cells, which are literally made from amino acids. It's for enzymes that repair tissue. It's for neurotransmitters that keep your brain sharp. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consume 25-30 grams of protein per meal have significantly better muscle mass, fewer hospitalizations, and even longer lifespans. Another study from Tufts University showed that seniors with higher protein intake had stronger immune responses to illness and vaccines. It's not just about strength, it's about resilience. Finally, let's talk about the mind. Here's something no doctor ever told me. Your mind gets sick before your body does. If you want to stay truly young, you have to start there. Every single morning before I speak to anyone, even before I check the weather, I do something I call mental tuning. It's not meditation, it's not therapy, it's just this. I sit still for 3 minutes and picture the kind of day I want to have. Not the traffic, the errands, or the bills, but how I want to feel. Calm, strong, steady, useful. Then I imagine myself moving through the day in that state, confident behind the wheel, clear in conversation, at peace with whatever happens. This may sound small, but it's the most powerful thing I do. Neuroscience shows that when you vividly imagine doing something, the same areas of your brain fire as if you were actually doing it. Over time, this rewires your nervous system. You can train your body to be calm, focused, and sharp before you even leave the house. Why does this matter? Chronic stress is the #1 immune killer, not germs, not genetics. Stress raises cortisol, which damages brain cells, weakens immunity, and even strips muscle. Seniors carry stress differently. It shows up as confusion, fatigue, and illness that seems to come out of nowhere. But when you take 3 minutes each morning to tune your mind, everything shifts. A 2016 study from the University of Wisconsin-Madison found that just 5 minutes of daily mental rehearsal significantly reduced anxiety, improved focus, and boosted immune response in adults over 65. The results lasted weeks. So yes, I walk. I eat protein. I drink my turmeric tonic. But none of it would matter without this. Your thoughts shape your hormones, and your hormones shape your health. Now, here's the best part. You don't need to be a monk or a guru. You don't need candles or mantras. You don't have to retreat to a mountaintop or chant in a language you don't understand. All you need is a quiet moment, a few minutes out of your day, and a willingness to believe that what you see in your mind can shape the life you live. Just sit anywhere. Your bedroom, your kitchen, even your office chair after a long day. Close your eyes if it helps, or just look ahead and let your thoughts settle. Picture strength, picture vitality. Picture joy, not some distant, unattainable version of happiness, but the kind that comes from feeling alive, capable, and fully present. Picture yourself behind the wheel at 92, not struggling with aching joints or foggy thinking, but laughing at the traffic, enjoying the scenery, maybe even singing along to your favorite song on the radio. Picture never getting sick, not invincible, not immune to life's little hiccups, but resilient enough to bounce back quickly when things do go wrong. Over time, as you return to this vision again and again, something strange begins to happen. The line between imagination and reality starts to blur. The image you once held only in your mind becomes something more tangible. It shows up in how you feel walking upstairs, how you carry yourself into meetings, how you greet the morning with less dread and more curiosity. And eventually, it becomes real, not through magic, not through wishful thinking, but through the powerful connection between your mind and body. Because what you focus on consistently, your brain begins to accept as truth. And once it does, your body follows. So now you know, it wasn't luck. It wasn't genetics. It wasn't some secret I kept hidden for decades or a miracle cure discovered in a remote jungle. It was 5 simple choices anyone can make, anyone can repeat, anyone can master. 5 tiny habits done daily, done consistently, that rewired my body, reignited my energy, and quite possibly saved my life. These weren't drastic lifestyle changes or extreme diets or punishing workouts. They were small, manageable shifts that stacked up over time, creating momentum that carried me forward without burnout or frustration. And the truth is, you don't have to be 92 to start. You don't have to wait until you're injured, exhausted, or desperate. You just have to start right where you are with what you've got. The morning movement that wakes up your body and sets the tone for the day. The golden glass of water that rehydrates your cells and kickstarts your metabolism. The healing walk that clears your mind and reconnects you with the rhythm of life. The breakfast that builds nutrient-rich, intentional, designed to fuel rather than simply fill. And finally, the mind that leads the body, the one that sees possibility instead of limitation, that chooses belief over doubt, and knows that health is not something you chase, it's something you create. Each of these habits may look small on their own, but together they form a powerful foundation, not just for longevity, but for living well. For waking up excited about the day, for having energy to spare, for showing up fully in the moments that matter most. That's the real power of these 5 choices. They're not just habits. They're the building blocks of a better life. Health doesn't vanish in an instant. It doesn't disappear with a single bad meal or one missed workout. No, it slips away slowly, quietly, often unnoticed until it's gone. It fades in the things we skip, the morning stretch we ignore, the extra hour of sleep we sacrifice, the glass of water we forget to drink, the walk we say we'll take tomorrow. It erodes in the small decisions we make or don't make day after day. But here's the beautiful truth. Just as health can be lost in tiny increments, it can also be regained the same way. It returns in quiet choices, the decision to move even when you don't feel like it, to eat something nourishing instead of convenient, to pause and breathe deeply instead of reacting in stress. It comes back thought by thought as you shift from self-doubt to self-belief, step by step as you build consistency in movement and rest, bite by bite as you begin to feed your body what it truly needs instead of what's easiest. Healing isn't always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it looks like making your bed, drinking warm lemon water, or choosing to go for a short walk instead of scrolling on the couch. These aren't grand gestures, they're gentle recommitments to yourself, daily affirmations that you matter, that your health matters, and that every effort counts. So if you're still wondering if it's too late, if you've waited too long or fallen too far behind, let me remind you, you're still here. That alone is proof that time hasn't run out. Your heart is still beating. Your lungs are still breathing. Your body is still capable of healing, adapting, and thriving, no matter your age or past mistakes. You still can choose better habits, make smarter decisions, and rewrite your story. And whether you realize it or not, you're already on your way. Every moment you commit to change, every tiny habit you adopt, adds up into something bigger than you can see right now. Progress may feel slow, but it's real, and it's happening beneath the surface, building momentum toward transformation. But wait, there's one more thing I haven't told you yet. Something I do every single night after all these habits, after the meals, after the walking and the thinking. A final ritual that completes my day and sets me up for renewal while I sleep. It's not complicated. In fact, most people overlook it completely. Yet science says it might be the missing key to reversing aging itself, supporting everything from cellular repair to cognitive clarity, from muscle recovery to emotional resilience. It's not a supplement, not a high-tech gadget, not some exotic superfood. It's simple, natural, and available to everyone. Want to know what it is? Stay tuned because we'll dive into that next. Until then, remember this. You hold the power to change your life, not someday, not when the timing is perfect, but today. The tools are already within you. The path begins where you are. All it takes is the first step. So start now. Start small. Just begin. If you're ready to take control of your health, if you're tired of feeling like your energy is slipping away, like your best days are behind you, or like aging is just something you endure instead of embrace, it's time to make a choice. It starts here, it starts now, and it starts with you hitting that subscribe button. Because this isn't just about watching another video or absorbing another tip, it's about joining a movement. A community of people who refuse to accept slow, painful aging as their fate. People who believe that strength, clarity, and joy aren't just for the young, they're for the intentional. By subscribing, you'll gain access to more than just routines and rituals. You'll get the full story, the science-backed strategies, the mindset shifts, and the daily habits that have helped me not only live longer, but live better. You'll learn how to protect your memory, boost your energy, stay mobile and strong, and feel confident in your own skin at any age. And when you turn on notifications, you won't miss a single piece of the puzzle. Every new video, every breakthrough, every step forward in this journey will come straight to you, delivered with care, clarity, and purpose. But don't keep this to yourself. If there's someone in your life who deserves to feel strong again, who deserves to wake up without pain, think clearly without fog, and move through their day with confidence and joy, share this with them. Send it to a friend who's been struggling. Forward it to a family member who's quietly giving up on the things they love. Pass it along to anyone who needs proof that it's never too late to begin again. Because this message isn't just for me or for you, it's for all of us. Together, we can rewrite the story of aging, not as a slow decline, but as a path of continuous growth, vitality, and possibility. We can show the world that getting older doesn't mean slowing down, it means leveling up. That wisdom comes with years, yes, but so does strength, resilience, and joy. So let's start today. Let's start now, and let's do it together. Hit subscribe, turn on those notifications, share this with someone you love. The journey to better health doesn't wait, and neither should you.